The silence didn't come all at once like a storm. It waited for the coffee to stop being warm. It waited for the click of the lock in the hall before it started leaning against every wall. I watched your taillights bleed into the gray, a slow motion ghost of a Saturday. The world didn't stop, the clock didn't freeze, but the oxygen vanished with the greatest of ease. They say that leaving is the hardest to do, but they don't talk about the hour after you, when the we is a weight that I can't even lift, and the floor starts a slow and a permanent shift. And oh, it's the after goodbye that's breaking me down, the way the air tastes in a hollowed out town. It's the phantom of habit, the reaching for hands in a kitchen that suddenly no one understands. I'm a map with no legend, a sky with no light, caught in the 2020 shifts, the love of the night. The words were all spoken, the ink is all dry, but I'm stuck in the second after goodbye. I walked past the closet and saw a bare hook, like a missing page in a well-traveled book. I started to call out to ask what you'd like, then the truth hit my chest like a lightning strike. I'm learning the rhythm of sitting alone, turning the hours into just on my own. The movies are longer, the bed is too wide, and there's nowhere for all of this always to hide. Is it a minute, or is it a year, since the last time I felt you standing right here? The calendar's moving, the winter is new, but I'm still a prisoner of the rear view. Yeah, I'm looking back at you. Ooh, yeah, yeah. And oh, it's the after goodbye that's breaking me down, the way the air tastes in a hollowed out town. It's the phantom of habit, the reaching for hands in a kitchen that suddenly no one understands. I'm a map with no legend, a sky with no light, caught in the 2026 in all of the night. The words were all spoken, the ink is all dry, but I'm stuck in the second after goodbye. After the goodbye, the house is a shell, the echo of every secret we tell. I'm closing the curtains, I'm turning the key, but I'm still waiting for the rest of me, just after the goodbye. Just after the goodbye. coffee's getting cold on your side of the table. I'm still buying groceries for two. I tell all our friends that I'm doing okay, but I'm just getting better at lying to you. The silence is loud in the hallway at night. I still leave the porch light on just in case, but the shadow that moves at the edge of my sight is never the ghost of your face. Now I'm living in the after, and it's a lonely place to be, where every song we loved is just a haunting melody. I'm learning how to breathe again, but the air feels thin and new. How do I find a version of myself that isn't tangled up in you? The world keeps turning, but I'm stuck on the page where you withdrew. There is no me that makes any sense after you. I saw your sweater in the back of the car, and for a second the engine wouldn't start. It's funny how the smallest, softest things can be the ones that tear a life apart. I'm walking the dog on the paths that we walked, tracing the steps that we never quite finished, watching the fire we spent years building up slowly becoming diminished. Now I'm living in the after, and it's a lonely place to be, where every song we loved is just a haunting melody. I'm learning how to breathe again, but the air feels thin and new. How do I find a version of myself that isn't tangled up in you? The world keeps turning, but I'm stuck on the page where you withdrew. There is no me that makes any sense after you. They say that time is a healer, but time is a thief, taking the sound of your laugh and leaving only to grieve. I'm terrified of the day I wake up and I don't feel the sting of the salt in my cup, because moving on feels like losing you twice, and I'm not ready to pay that Yeah, I'm living in the after, and it's a lonely place to be, where every song we loved is just a haunting melody. I'm learning how to breathe again, but the air feels thin and new. How do I find a version of myself that isn't tangled up in you? The world keeps turning, but I'm stuck on the page where you withdrew. There is no me that makes any sense after you. No, there's nothing left to do, just a house full of echoes and a heart split in two. I'm still here after you. were a spark that never caught the wood. Two people misunderstood, standing on the edge of a beautiful thing, waiting for the bells to finally ring. I had the words polished, lined up in a row, but I kept them tucked where they wouldn't show. We were the rhythm, but we missed the beat. Two strangers passing on a one-way street. A little more time, a little more nerve. Maybe we'd have taken that final curve, but we stayed in the shallow, afraid of the deep, keeping the secrets we were meant to keep. It was almost a fire, almost a flood, almost a fever inside of the blood. We were a maybe in a world of no, watching the seeds that would never grow. I reached for your hand, but I caught the air. We were almost home, but we never got there. Yeah, the hardest part of the push and pull is a heart that's empty, but almost full. I see you now, and I wonder what if we jumped the tracks or jumped off the cliff. We had the chemistry, we had the light, but we never quite made it out of the night. You were the almost that haunts every dream, the missing piece of a perfect scheme. Now we're just a story that didn't begin, a game that we lost before we could win. There's no messy breakup, no bridges to burn, no lessons we actually had to learn. Just a quiet what could have been. In the dark, a cold empty fireplace, missing the spark. It's the ghost of a kiss that never took place, the memory of shadows on almost fires. It was almost a fire, almost a flood, almost a fever inside of the blood. We were a baby in a world of no, watching the seeds that would never grow. I reached for your hand, but I caught the air. We were almost home, but we never got there. Yeah, the hardest part of the push and pull is a heart that's empty, but almost full. Almost stayed, almost spoke, almost didn't let it turn to smoke. So close to the sun, but we remain the moon. Almost love, but just a bit too soon. Almost. Yeah, we were almost. We were a maybe that felt like a forever, a tangled thread that almost held together. We had the blueprints drawn in the sand, but the tide came in before we could stand. I keep the photos where we're looking away, right at the edge of what we couldn't say. Two shadows dancing on a shifting floor, always reaching for the handle of the door. the fight that never quite caught the lesson that neither of us wanted taught. We were a heartbeat away from life before they almost cut like a knife. A beautiful story that never got told. Silver linings that never turned gold. No, we weren't a tragedy and we weren't a plus. We were just the ghost of an almost us. I see a car and I still catch my breath. A what if scenario played out to death. We had the chemistry, we had the spark, but we couldn't find the light switch in the dark. You were the song I nearly learned to play, city I visited but couldn't stay. Now you're a stranger with all of my secrets and a box full of almost and should-have been's regrets. It's the almost that keeps me awake, the nearly that's so hard to take. Because goodbye is easy when something is through, but how do I leave what I never had with you? A beautiful story that never got told. Silver linings that never turned gold. No, we weren't a tragedy and we weren't a plus. We were just the ghost of an almost us. So close to the finish, so close to the flame. Now I'm just a whisper attached to your name. Almost stayed, almost tried, almost lived instead of died. Just an almost us. Soft across the kitchen floor, avoiding the creak by the bedroom door. I've become an expert at moving like a ghost in the house where I used to love you the most. We've run out of words, we've run out of lies. Now we just stare with those hollowed out eyes. The air is so thick, it's getting hard to breathe. In this gray little kingdom, we refuse to leave. I'd kill for a shout, I'd beg for a fight, just to know there's a spark left inside of the night. But the fuse is wet and the fire is dead, and I'm choking on everything we haven't said. Oh, it's the broken quiet, it's the heavy peace, a sentence of silence with no hope. played at the wall. Tell me you hate me, tell me anything at all. But you just turn the page of your book with a sigh and let another minute of us go and die. It's the sound of the end, and it's quiet as snow, covering the places where we used to grow. It's the broken quiet, it's the heavy beat, a sentence of silence with no hope of release. I'm listening for a heartbeat, listening for a sign, but there's nothing but the static on the telephone line. It's a deafening roar, it's a soundless scream, the nightmare at the end of a beautiful dream. Yeah, the loudest bones of being alone is this broken quiet in a house we call home. Shh, can you hear it? The sound of us vanishing, the sound of the lock turning. Broken quiet, just me and the walls. Broken quiet, fade out on a single low piano note. The mirror in the hallway has a crack across the frame. It splits my face in pieces and I don't look the same. Just like the dinner plates we chipped when things got loud. Just like the sun that's hiding back behind a heavy cloud. We're trying to glue the edges, trying to hide the seams, but the glue is turning brittle in the middle of our dreams. I look at you and wonder when the silver turned to rust, and how a house of stone could crumble into dust. We're picking up the shards with our bare bleeding hands, building castles out of nothing on these sinking sands. We say we're fixing us, but we're just playing a part in the slow motion shattering of a hollow heart. 'Cause you can't fix a window once the glass is on the floor, and you can't heal a spirit that doesn't want it anymore. We're just two different people trapped in one broken us, watching everything we build turn to smoke and dust. No matter how we pray or how hard we try to trust, there's no way to mend what is already broken yet. We're just a broken us. I hear you in the kitchen, I hear the floorboards moan, but I've never felt more lonely than when we're here alone. The laughter sounds like static, the kisses taste like salt, vessel drifting off a jagged cliff. Sometimes forever is a promise we can't keep. Sometimes the canyon is just a little too deep to jump across the distance to find the other side. So we're just drowning slowly in this bitter rising just a broken us, jagged edges, cold hard truths. There's no more we left in this room, just a broken us, just a broken. Thermostat is humming in the 2026 frost. Counting up the minutes and the everything we lost. You didn't leave a fire, you didn't leave a spark, just a trail of frozen footprints leading out into the dark. The air between us crystallized a jagged sheet of glass. I held my breath and waited for the winter storm to pass. But the clouds didn't break and the sun didn't show. You just turned into a statue in the middle of the snow. There was no heat in the sorry, no warmth in the weight, just the sound of the iron as you latch the garden gate. I'm breathing out white mist in the center of the hall, watching the temperature of my spirit start to fall. And oh, it was a cold goodbye tonight underneath the flickering of a pale and to touch your shoulder, but I pulled my hand away. The frost was already settling on the words I had to say. You looked right through me, like I was made of mist, like a ghost in a story that no longer should exist. The kitchen is a glacier, the bed is a shelf of ice. I'm paying for forever at a heavy freezing price. Even the memories are starting to turn white, losing their color in the dead of the night. Give me a fever, give me a scream, anything but this silent, shivering dream. How do you mourn when the salt starts to freeze, when the I still love you is a cold and dying breeze? Yeah, it's a dying breeze. And no, it was a cold goodbye tonight, underneath the flickering of a pale and frozen light. No tears on your face, just a bitter kind of blue, like the heart inside your chest had turned to winter too. I'm reaching for a hand that's as solid as a stone, left in the tundra of this house, all on my own. The mercury is dropping, the always is a lie, stuck in the middle of a cold goodbye. So cold, the windows are blind, leaving the wound of our history behind. Turn off the lamp, let the frost take the floor. I don't think I can feel my heart anymore. Just a cold goodbye. I left the heater running all night long, but the draft in here is singing your song. It's crawling up the curtain, settling in the wood. I'd stop the shivering if I only could. The coffee's steaming, but my hands are blue. Everything I touch feels like a part of you, frozen in the moment that you walked away. A mid-December chill in the middle of May. I'm wrapped in blankets, I'm burning the mail, but the fire feels thin and the light feels pale. There's a frost on the mirror where your face should be, and it's breathing down the neck of me. Now I'm just living in cold memories, tracing the outlines of our history. Every soft word is a dagger. Sweaters in the closet, hanging like a ghost. The one you wore when you loved me the most. I tried to put it on, but the wool felt cold, like a promise that's grown brittle and old. The thermometer says that the room is fine, but there's a winter crossing over the line of my heart, where the blood used to flow. Now it's just a desert of white, silent snow. They say that time is a healing sun, but it hasn't reached this house, not for anyone. I'm stuck in the blizzard of the day you left, finding the rhythm in the quiet of theft of every spark we ever knew. Piece of ice, and staying warm is a heavy price. The summer is over, the garden is dead, and I'm haunted by the things we never said. Just a shiver in the dark, a soul on its knees, drowned memories, cold drink the winter from this cup. It's freezing, God, it's freezing. Just me and the cold memories. Coffee's getting cold on your side of the bed. I'm replaying every single word that we never said. The silence in this hallway is a deafening sound. I'm still looking for your shadow on this hollow ground. I reach for your hand when I'm falling asleep, but I'm just grasping at promises we couldn't keep. The clock on the wall just counts what I've lost, and loving you came at such a heavy cost. Now the moonlight is mocking the space where you lay, in the wreckage of every plan that we made. Oh, these empty nights are catching up to me. Just a memory. I'm tracing your name in the dust on the glass, waiting for a heartache that refuses to pass. The stars are all dim and the world's lost its light. I'm just trying to survive another empty night. Saw your old sweater in the back of the hall. I haven't had the heart to move it at all. It still smells like the Sunday we drove to the coast, before you became just a beautiful ghost. Now I'm checking my phone for a ghost of a ring, but the winter outside is the only thing. They say that the healing is a matter of time. just another empty night. Yeah, another empty night. I left the light on in the hallway, just in case you forgot your keys. I still buy the coffee that you like and let it settle in the breeze. The silence here has grown so heavy, it's a weight I've learned to wear. I'm still talking to the shadows as if you're sitting in that chair. I'm a ghost inside these four walls, trace the outlines of your face. Every corner holds a memory that time just won't erase. Now I'm dancing with the echo of your name. In this empty room, nothing feels the same. The floorboards creak like a heart about to break. Counting every single breath I didn't take. It's a hollow kind of torture, a lonely kind of blue. Just an empty room filled with the ghost of you. There's a closet full of sweaters that still carry how you smell. A gallery of us in frames, each one a story I can't tell. I try to paint away the sadness, but the gray keeps bleeding through. How do I live in a house that was built for me and you? The dust is settling on the life we planned. I'm reaching out for a vanished hand. They say that home is where the heart is found, but mine is buried in this hollow ground. I'm looking at the pictures, but the colors seem to bleed. I'm losing all the details of the life we used to lead. Was your hair that shade of gold, or is the light just playing tricks? I'm trying to find the glue for all the things I couldn't fix. The scent of your perfume is disappearing from the sheets, like the smoke from a fire when the winter finally retreats. I'm reaching for the edges, but I'm slipping through the cracks. There's no map to guide me, and there's no way to go back. Your voice used to be thunder, now it's just a desert wind. I don't know where I end or where your memory begins. I'm watching you fade away like a sunset in the rain, a slow and steady numbing of the sharpest kind of pain. From a foreign conversation to a whisper in the hall, I'm watching the greatest love of mine turn into nothing at all. Don't wanna close my eyes, 'cause if I do, I'm scared to say that when I wake up, you'll have finally faded away. I saw you at the station, or at least I thought I did, but the vision was a ghost among the secrets that we hid. You're becoming just a someone that I used to know so well, a story with no ending that I'm forced to try and tell. The outline of your shoulders, the rhythm of your gait, they're dissolving in the heavy hands of time and bitter fate. I'm fighting with the static, The photographs are sitting in the hall, but the colors seem to differ on the wall. I look at us and struggle to recall the way it felt before we learned to fall. Your voice is like a signal cutting out, a ghost of what we used to talk about. We're still sitting in the same room, but you feel 1,000 miles away, like a flower losing all its bloom in the dying light of day. It's a slow burn, it's a long goodbye, watching the blue drain out of the sky. We're losing grip, we're losing light, just two stars drifting into the night. I'm reaching for you, but I'm catching air. You're standing there, but you're no longer there. Oh, it's a different kind of flood, watching us fade, watching us go cold in the blood. I try to hold the words beneath my tongue, to keep the melody that we once sung, but the lyrics blur and the rhythm breaks under the weight of all our old mistakes. Your I love you sounds like a tired shore, like a wave that's forgotten why it hits the shores. Yeah, a tragedy or just a change, how someone so close becomes so strange. We didn't break with a sudden crash, we just burned down in the gray white ash. No fire left to keep us warm, just the quiet after the storm. It's a slow burn, it's a long goodbye, watching the blue drain out of the sky. We're losing grip, we're losing light, just two stars drifting into the night. I'm reaching for you, but I'm catching air. You're standing there, but you're no longer there. Oh, it's a different kind of flood, watching us fade, watching us go cold in the blood. Fading out like a radio station in a mountain pass, like a reflection in a broken glass. You're fading, I'm fading, until there's nothing left but the mist. I'm picking up the pieces of a life I used to know. The fingerprints you left behind have nowhere left to go. We built a castle out of glass and called it solid ground, but it only took a whisper for it all to come crashing down. There was no sudden storm, no warning in the sky, just a slow and steady fading of the fire in your eye. I reached out for your hand, but I only caught the air. I looked into the mirror and saw a slow motion fracture in the center of my heart. The promises we whispered are now echoes in the dark, and I'm standing in the ruins of a once divided spark. We were a masterpiece, a work of stolen art, until the colors bled together and it all fell apart. Now the closet's half empty and the bed is twice as wide. There's a heavy kind of nothingness where you used to reside. I try to find the moment where the rhythm lost its beat. Was it something that I said, or just the sound of your retreat? It didn't break all at once, it just fell apart like a slow motion fracture in the center of my heart. The promises we whispered are now echoes in the dark, and I'm standing in the ruins of a once divided spark. We were a masterpiece, a work of stolen art, until the colors bled together and it all fell apart. You can glue back the spirit once the trust begins to fray. You can't hold on to someone who is already miles away. I watched the seams unravel, I watched the stitches start to tear, and now I'm just a witness to a love that isn't there. It fell apart. The silence is the only thing that's left for me to hold. The story's over and the ashes are getting cold. Yeah, it all fell apart, just like you said it wouldn't, just like I hoped it couldn't. I still brace myself for the sound of the door, for the keys on the counter, your coat on the floor. I leave a gap in the conversation, waiting for your usual observation. But the air in the kitchen is heavy and thick, the silence is moving, it's making me sick. I never knew a house could have such a roar when there's nobody breathing here anymore. I'm turning the radio up to the ceiling to drown out this hollow, terrifying feeling. But the static just echoes, the space in the bed and the noise only highlights the words left unsaid. Since you left, everything's gone quiet. of your laughter is starting a riot. I'm screaming inside just to hear a vibration, but I'm trapped in the soundless, cold isolation. The clock on the wall is a hammer on tin. The silence is where the forever begins. It's deafening now, this lack of a riot. My whole world is suddenly to complain that you talked way too much about people at work and the movies and such. Now I trade every secret I've ever been told to hear one good morning before I get old. The floorboards are sleeping, the kettle won't scream. I'm living a muted, gray-colored dream. Even the wind seems to hold its own breath, like noise is a memory and silence is death. And it's not the goodbye, it's the way the hello just withered and died. It's the how was your day that I'll never hear, ringing like sirens inside of my ear. Can you hear that? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just the sound of my heart trying to beat in the dark. La colazione è pronta, ma il tavolo è troppo grande. C'è una sedia vuota che non risponde alle mie domande. Metà del letto è fredda, un deserto di lenzuola. E la mia voce in cucina sembra un'eco che vola. Ho provato a ricomporre questo puzzle di noi due, ma mancano i pezzi, restano solo le ombre tue. Cammino dritto ma pendo da un lato, come se il peso del mondo mi avesse sbilanciato. Manca il ritmo, manca la spinta per andare via. ma rido solo a metà. Aspetto quel finale che non arriverà. C'è un buco nel petto dove prima c'era il sole. Inutile cercare di riempirlo con le parole. Sono un libro a cui hanno strappato il capitolo finale. Una ferita aperta sotto un mare di sale. Dicono che il tempo aggiusta ogni cosa spezzata, ma come si ripara un'anima che è stata dimezzata? Non posso correre se non ho dove poggiare i piedi. Non posso credere se tu non mi vedi. Essere distante. Sono metà, un battito zoppo nell'oscurità. Ti prego, riportami il resto o lasciami sparire del tutto. Metà cuore, solo metà. The coffee's getting cold on your side of the bed. I'm replaying every sentence, every word we never said. You're sitting right across from me, but your eyes are miles away. Like a ghost inhabiting the skin of who you were yesterday. I reach out for your hand, but I'm touching empty air. It's the heaviest of burdens, the way you're sitting there. You're a silhouette in the doorway, a shadow on the wall, waiting for the moment you can finally let it fall. We're living in the wreckage of a happily ever after. Between the heavy silence and the echo of your laughter, you're halfway gone, and I'm hanging by a thread, living with the memory of the things we haven't said. One foot's out the door while the other's on the floor. I'm begging for a version of us that don't exist no more. It's a slow motion goodbye, a long distance song. It's killing me to love someone who's already halfway gone. I'm checking all the closets for the things you haven't packed, searching for a reason or a way to bring us back. But the suitcase in the corner is a suitcase in your mind, leaving all the pieces of our better years behind. I'd rather you just leave me like the setting of the sun. Is there any part of us left in that look you're giving me? Or am I just a stranger in your changing scenery? Don't leave me in the middle, don't leave me in the grave. You're gonna leave tomorrow, baby. Leave me all the way. Because you're halfway gone, and I'm hanging by a thread, living with the memory of the things we haven't said. One foot's out the door while the other's on the floor. I'm begging for a version of us that don't exist no more. It's a slow motion goodbye, a long distance song. It's killing me to love someone who's already halfway home. Halfway to the exit, halfway out of sight. You're turning out the others, and you're leaving on the light. Just go. You're already halfway gone. I'm staring at the ceiling where the light begins to fade. The ghosts of our conversations refuse to fade away. I try to tune the station, try to find a steady beat, but I'm just walking barefoot down a cold and empty street. The air is thick with signals that I can't quite understand, like trying to hold water in the hollow of my hand. There's a hum inside the hallway, a buzz beneath my skin. I don't know where you ended, where I should begin. Every frequency is broken, every channel's gone to gray. I'm just a lonely broadcast with nothing left to say. It's just heart static, a white noise in my chest. A million miles of distance where we used to find our rest. I'm reaching through the flicker, I'm screaming through the haze, but I'm caught inside the feedback of our better days. No melody, no rhythm, just a jagged, hollow sound, lost in the heart static where the quiet goes to drown. You're a silhouette in snow on a broken TV screen, the most beautiful connection that I have ever seen. Now I'm twisting every dial, praying for a spark, but the interference follows me even in the dark. The I love yous are distorted, the goodbyes are just a blur. I'm searching for the person that we both once Wine is sitting bitter in the bottom of the glass, watching the final grains of sand begin to pass. We're sitting inches close, but miles and miles apart, listening to the rhythm of a failing heavy heart. There's no use in pretending, no use in the fight. We both know the sun won't find us in this light. So let's just sit in the wreckage of the plans we made before the colors of our history start to fade. Don't look at the calendar, don't look at the door. We won't be the people we were anymore. Just for a moment, let's freeze the ticking clock before the keys turn slowly in the lock. 'Cause this is our last night, the end of the line, the last time I'll ever get to call you mine, the last time your shadow will dance on my wall, the last time I'll catch you before you fall. Tomorrow you're a stranger, tomorrow I'm a ghost, but tonight I'm still holding what I love the most. In the glow of the embers, in the cold morning light, it's just us for the very last night. I'm memorizing how the static sounds between us now, trying to remember every broken whispered vow. I want to memorize the way you breathe when you're asleep, a final holy secret that I'm allowed to keep. The house is getting colder as the fire dies down. I'm a king losing grip of a paper crown, and I'd give every tomorrow just to stay right here in the painful perfection of having you near. In the morning the driveway will be empty and bare. In the morning I'll reach out and you won't be there. I'll wake up to a world that's moved on without us, to the gray city rain and the sound of the bus. But until the dawn breaks the sky into two, I'm spending my last bit of always with you. 'Cause this is our last night, the end of the line, the last time I ever get to call you mine, the last time your shadow will dance on my wall, the last time I'll catch you before you fall. Tomorrow you're a stranger, tomorrow I'm a ghost, but tonight I'm still holding what I love the most. In the glow of the embers, in the cold morning light, it's just us for the very last night. Just one more before the ice turns into me. Just one more breath before you're a memory. The ink is barely dry upon the page, a final script for us to leave the stage. Your suitcase by the door looks out of place, like a ghost I'm trying hard not to embrace. You asked me for one favor before you go, something to hold on to when the winds begin to blow. So I'm gathering the pieces of my pride to keep the breaking parts of me inside. I won't beg for you to stay another hour. I won't watch your garden lose its final flower. I'll give you the one thing I have left to give, a way for you to leave so you can live. This is my last promise, my final vow to you. I won't call your name when the night is turning blue. I won't hold your doorway or linger in your dreams. I'll let you go no matter how quiet it seems. I'll tell the world I'm fine. I'll tell my heart to lie. That's my last promise. As we say goodbye, I promise not to ask who's taking my place, or look for pieces of myself in someone else's face. I'll take down the maps where we plan to go, and I'll keep the secrets that only we know. If I see you on the street in a year or two, I'll walk right on by like I never knew you, because that's the mercy you're asking me for, to be a stranger as you walk out the door. It's the hardest word I'll ever have to keep, to stay awake while my memories sleep, to lock the door and throw away the key on the version of myself that you loved in me. This is my last as we say goodbye. I'm letting go of the thread. I'm silencing everything we said. I'll keep my word, even if it breaks my heart. My last promise. The sound of a door clicking shut, followed by silence. The clouds are hanging low across the street, the pavement soaking through beneath my feet. I'm standing where you told me we were through. Yeah, in a city that feels empty without you. Every droplet hits the glass like a stone, reminding me I'm walking this alone. The streetlights shimmer in a pool of gray, watching all our colors wash away. I used to love the rhythm on the roof, back when us was all the living proof. But now the thunder sounds like a goodbye, and I'm just another shadow under a weeping sky. Oh, it's the lonely rain falling on my skin, washing out the places where you've been. It's a cold embrace, it's a bitter flood, mixing with the sorrow in my blood. There's no rainbow coming, no silver light, just the steady rhythm of losing time. The sky is crying because it knows the pain of standing in the middle of a lonely rain. I see a couple huddled neath the shed umbrella. He's a whispering something only he can tell her, and it burns like a fever, it cuts like a knife. The ghost of a version of my own life. I let my jacket soak, I let my vision blur, wondering where you are and who you're with, and if you're dry and warm while I'm out in the storm. Trying to remember how your hands felt warm. They say the rain is supposed to make things grow. It's only burying the seeds we used to sow. It's drowning the garden, it's flooding the floor, and I don't know who I am without you anymore. Oh, it's a lonely rain falling on my skin, sound of distant thunder.